Hey guys, it's Jada, and today I'm back with another workout video. But instead of using just body weight, we are going to use resistance bands, which is like body weight workout except for, resistance. So before I like to start off my workouts, I like to stretch just so when I'm done working out, I won't be in pain, or at least the pain will be limited. And so I'm just showing you guys a couple of stretches that I do. These stretches not only help stretch the legs but also hips because there's going to be a lot of hip movements. And yes, I know this stretch in particular looks weird, but like I said, it's a hip opener. It really helps when you're going to be doing things like squats and such, especially if you plan on doing these with weights. So yeah, just so you guys know, I'm not making stuff up. Here are some examples. This is called the frog pose, by the way. So you're going to take your resistance band, any resistance band that you like, and you're going to put it on your legs. I actually broke my resistance band, so I had to take a regular band and tie it together. But basically, we're going to start this video off with a basic squat. You can do however many you want. I usually do about 50 squats. Next, after the regular squats, I am now doing deep sumo squats. You don't have to do these, but usually the deeper the squat, the better activated your glutes are. So that's just what I'm doing right here. Make sure to squeeze when you go up in a squat. I know it's not the most attractive thing, but if you really want to get your glutes engaged, it's what you have to do. Next are squat pulses. I recommend doing 30 of these or 3 sets of 10. You can do more, but for beginners I recommend 30. So next on the list are lateral leg lifts. Lateral leg lifts are really good for working the side butt muscles, which I realize a lot of people don't work. These are really good for smoothing out the hips as well as getting rid of hip dips. I usually do about 30 to 40 reps of these, sometimes more. So workout number 5 are backward leg lifts. I don't think that's the name, I just can't think of the actual name at the moment, so that's what I'm going to call it. These work your glutes and give you a nice, more lifted shelf booty shape. When I bring my leg up, I usually try to squeeze it right at the top. I do about 30 of these. Next are side-to-side lunges, which are really good at targeting the hips and smoothing the appearance of hip dips, giving you a rounder, more hourglass shape. So depending on how I'm feeling, I usually go for 15 to 30 reps. However, I would prefer that you guys go with however much you're comfortable with. So next are lunges. Lunges are really great for working your glutes as well, but I also like to say that just like squats, lunges can also work your quads. So if you're someone who is quad dominant, just be careful of doing squats and lunges, as if you're trying to avoid getting bigger legs, it's going to be a little difficult. Now, you can squeeze your butt as you go up, and you can also do it when you go down. But if you're someone like me who doesn't quite yet know how to isolate their glute muscles, it might not work for you. Still, I'd say try. Now, I'm not really the type of person to do curtsy lunges just because I have bad balance, if you didn't see me holding onto the wall, but lunges are really good for working your hips as well as your glutes. I usually try to squeeze every time I go down. And since I am a forgetful teenager, I honestly don't know the name of this either. I honestly call these leg lifts too. The only difference is that instead of standing, I am on the floor. I usually do about 30 of these on each leg, making sure to squeeze every time I go up. Now this is the same thing as the clip before, but my chest is lowered, giving me more levitation from my leg as well as a stronger burn in my butt. So another workout that works your butt that involves lifting your legs are these toe taps, in quotations because I don't think they're called toe taps. But I call them toe taps because, as you can see, I am tapping my toes on either side. This is really good for working your butt as well. I recommend doing 15 to 30 reps of these. So now we are on to another hip exercise, which are lateral toe taps. This is good for smoothing hip dips and giving you the appearance of an hourglass figure. You're going to keep your legs straight in this position and do about 30 of these. I'm telling you, doing this will burn. So next we have fire hydrants or ping dog, and just like the toe taps, these are really good for working your hips and reducing the appearance of hip dips. Do about 30 of these on each side. Now this is a variation of the same thing, but instead of keeping your leg straight, you're going to roll your leg. So I have another booty burner for you guys, which are donkey kicks, and just like the leg lifts, make sure to squeeze your butt every time you go up. Do 30 of these on each leg. Next are clamshells. Clamshells not only help increase the movement in hips, but to also smooth them out. Do 40 of these on each leg. So here we have another hip workout. It's honestly just another variation of the lateral leg lifts where instead of standing, you are laying down. I do find this a lot easier to do if you're someone who's just lazy or if standing is too much for you. So here we have another form of a leg lift where instead of standing or being on your knees, you are laying down on the floor. I do find that when you're laying flat on the floor like this, it does actually create a lot of resistance, especially when you have a band on your legs. Just like the ones before, I do about 30 reps of these. So I don't know if you guys have seen these before, but these are frog pumps. They're kind of like glute bridges, but instead of your feet being flat on the floor, your heels are touching, kind of like a frog. Make sure that just like glute bridges, that every time you go up, you're squeezing your butt. I try to do about 50 reps of these. So I feel like this one's pretty much self-explanatory. These are basically hip abductors. I don't usually do these, but you can do them to help with hips. Do about 40 of these. So I'm not sure of the name of this exercise, if it even has a name. All I know is that it's a glute bridge exercise with a hip abductor style to it. So as you can see, you're going to go up as if doing a glute bridge, but as you go up, you're going to open your legs as if on a hip abductor. So this is the same thing as the clip before, but instead of going down, you're actually going to hold it and pulse the abductor action. This helps with not only the glutes, but the hips, and it gives added burn, which, they say, no pain, no gain. Now, y'all don't have to do this, but I'm trying to get y'all some gains. So now I'm doing glute bridges, but instead of, being on the floor, I'm actually elevated. So you can do this by getting a stool, a DVD case, anything elevated that you are allowed to put your feet on, and basically do a glute bridge. I try to aim for 50 reps, however you can do as many reps as you want, as I keep forgetting to mention throughout the video, but I'm just showing you guys how much I usually do and what I do. Now for extra gains, because maybe you're a crazy person like me, you can actually do the glute bridge plus abductor motion elevated as well. Now, if you don't have a stool or anything elevated that you can put your feet on, you can also go on the edge of a bed, a couch, a table, or anything and do a glute bridge or the glute bridge abductor motion if you want. So again, you can do as many as you want. I usually try to aim for 50 reps. So I forgot to mention that with those workouts, to make sure that you push from your heels and to make sure you squeeze your butt when you go up. It's very important that when doing these workouts that you squeeze your butt if you want to see results. So just wanted to let that out there. And I know the whole squeezing your butt thing seems very ugly and unattractive. I know. I look like I have a granny booty each time I do it. But it does work. It does help to get your glutes engaged. And if you want your butt to grow, it really helps to do that. Now, before I end this video, I do want to say that if you're trying to really, really grow a butt, eventually you're going to have to upgrade to weights. Genetics do play a big role on whether you can grow a butt or not. I know a lot of people, some people have been making smart comments as well as DMs about my butt, and as I mentioned before, my butt is mainly genetic. A lot of my weight is carried on my lower half, so it was pretty easy for me to grow a booty because I kind of already had a booty, so there's really not much I had to do. So But I'm just saying, for people who maybe not have as much, eventually you're going to have to upgrade if you're trying to go from a pancake to a triple decker cake. You're just going to have to. You're going to have to upgrade to weights. You're going to have to increase your calorie intake, consume some protein, and it's going to take dedication and time, hard work, and patience. So, I don't know what else to say. This is basically it for the video, and I hope I helped you guys in some sort of way. Feel free to give me ideas on what else to film. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good day, happy weight gain, happy booty growing, and I hope your summer is fantastic.